Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be building this booking details page. As you know, yesterday we left to this particular component, which is a stepper or a checkmark component, you can say. And today we'll be building this card with the switch, and we'll add this input components, as well as we'll modify this tab switcher component for this gender picker, and we'll add this rental date and time, and we'll add this picker or a date picker over here, as well as we will add a car location, and we'll add this pay now button over here. And after that we'll be moving to this particular screen, which is payment screen. So before starting the video, let me tell you that if you have not followed me, you can follow me on GitHub. After that, you can come to the repo. You have to star this repo, and also you can fork this repo and take it to your account. And if you want to, like, contribute to this project, so you can also do that. You are always welcome. You can make one PR for it, and I can review and merge your code as well. So let's get started. So let me refresh this app. Yeah, so you have to come to this particular screen, which is book now, and then you will reach over here. So let's go to the booking details screen. Okay, so it's a booking screen. So as we discussed yesterday, that we are going to place this into a separate component. So let's make that component. So this is the app specific component, not a React native specific. So let's add one thing, which is stepper. Okay, so I'm going to name it a stepper. So let's add component .tsx. So let's add the style like this. So come over here, copy the styles, paste it over here, go to the component, yeah, like this. Come over here and just remove this code, add the stepper component like this over here, and go inside this component and paste it like this. Now you just have to add the styles over here. Create styles from stepper component, import the styles, go to the styles now, come back and go over here, and you should find the styles for this checkmark component. So just copy all of this and cut it, paste it over here, import the scales and the font size, as well as the colors, typography as well. Save the file, and you should be good to go. Yeah, like this. So now this stepper component, it should accept some props. Okay, so props as in, like, if it is active, interface I stepper. Let me give it a stepper, and now let me make active. So it will be a number, because I'm going to give it a number, which is a booking details will be first, and the second one will be payment, and the third one will be a confirmation. So if the number is equal to 1, so I'm going to make it active. If the active number is 2, then payment method is active 2. If the active is 3, then it's confirmation. Okay, but if you can see, there are some changes. If it is active, that means it's a dot. The moment the second one is active, the first one is, obviously the third one is blank, but the first one, which is completed, that should have a check mark. So we also have to add that logic, so keep that in mind. So the active should be number. So it means that if my second number is active, so my first should be a check mark, like the tick. So yeah, as of now, let's add only this. I'm going to, like, call the active right over here, and I stepper like this. So now for that, let's go to React native vector icons, and come over here and type check. So check from material icons, I'm going to call this material community icons, come over here, and somewhere over here we are going to call this, import this icon, yeah, like this, name check, as well as give a color. I'm going to give a red for your understanding that check is visible. Let's give a size, scale of 28 or 24 would be fine. Let's make it 22. Yeah, looks good. Let's comment this out. So now what I'm going to do, let's add one condition for the active. Okay, so this is active, right? I'm going to add one condition. If my active is equal to 1, I want to show this. Okay, and let's make a by default active which is equals to 1, so it's active, right? Let's add this for everything. Over here I'm going to make it active 2, and we can make this for 3. Instead of doing this, you can also do something, which is you can write one enum for it. You can write one enum for booking details and payment methods and confirmation. And the moment you're using this component from this screen, you have to pass that whichever enum is active, you can pass that from over here. So if I have passed enum active is payment method, so over here you can use that enum and add this condition. But to just make it a simplicity, I have written it like this. But for a production ready applications, you have to use the enums as we are learning, so I have used this one. Okay, and yeah, so now what we are going to do, let's save it. So let's try and use it from our screen. So that screen is booking screen, right? I'm going to pass active as a 2. As you can see, the second has become active. If I pass it for 3, the second and first has become blank, and third is showing as active. But as I have told you the condition that first and second should be a check for if my third is active, right? So now what I'm going to do, let's come over here and let's look at the Figma. We need this check mark, okay, like this. So let's add that. So for that, let's open up this, come to this, and you just have to make it a red color. Colors dot, white color, sorry, my bad, white color. And then you have to make it at least 14. Yeah, looks fine, looks good, right? So let's make it 16. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, it looks good, right? So now let's write the condition. So let me so let's write the condition. So the condition is, think of it like active is greater than 1, then only render this. If my active is greater than 1, so let's copy this and try it over here. If my active is greater than 2, okay, so let me write the 2 over here, then only render this. If my active is greater than 3, yeah, so let's check if it's working. If I am passing the active is 2, then as you can see the check is going for booking details, right? If I write active is a 3, then as you can see active is third one, but first and second is become check, right? So it's basically checked, it means it's fulfilled. So now as you can see that we have made this component. This is not a generic component specific to the React Native, similar to like a button or input component which you can use in whichever application you want to use. This is a component basically like it's a app specific component. It's a component basically specific to our car rental application, so it cannot be used somewhere else as it is. You have to somewhere at least modify these names. Okay, so these are the differences between the app specific components and the general or common components specific to React Native. So this was for your information, so that you can have an idea that what are the types of components. So yeah, but as you can see that there is also one condition. If the check mark is active, then it should have this color, but if it's not, then it should have a color of a placeholder. So we have to also add that, so let's do that. So for that, let's come over here and let's write another style, which is inactive text. For inactive, I'm going to give a color of a placeholder, because placeholder is a 7f, 7f and 7f, 7f thrice. So come to this part and write the styles. Yeah, like this. So if it is active, if it is not 1, then only we have to show that style. I'm going to add this condition. Okay, if it is not 1, then we should have inactive styles. So currently the active is 3, right? So that's why if I make the active is 1, then it will be black. So now let's keep it 3. So I will again add this condition for the rest of the text, like this. Yeah, instead of 1, I'm gonna make 2 and come over here, add it like this. Yeah, simply make it 3. Yeah, sorry, 3. It should be 3, right? So now as you can see, looks good, right? If I am on the confirmation page, the both should be color type of 7f thrice. Looks good, right? So come to this checkmark test and see first that if it is a font family having Roboto semi-bold. So yeah, it's a semi-bold. Yeah, looks good. So let's move on to the next part of the video, which is this component, which is book with a driver. Don't have a driver, book with a driver. So we have to add this component over here. What you have to do, just come over here and see if it's having the font weight semi-bold and it's having a text secondary with a regular and the switch component. So come to this booking screen, add over here a view. Inside it, let's add the text, and the text should be book with a driver, B capital. So let's add book with driver like this. Come over here, don't have a driver, book with a driver. Yeah, like this. Let's add it over here. Yeah, simple. And as well as let's add one component, which is switch from React Native, like this. Let's try to import it from gesture handler. Let me see what type of component they are giving it. Yeah, similar kind of thing, right? So not an issue. Let's import it from React Native itself. Let's do one thing, give a style. I'm going to name it a switch container, like this. Open up the styles over here. Let's add flex direction, which is row. Let's add align item center, and let's wrap this into a view so that it do not get horizontally aligned. Yeah, now let's add justify content space between. Yeah, like this. And then do one thing, you have to add one elevation and one stroke. So to this whole switch container, what I'm going to do, let's give one thing. Let's add background color as a red, padding vertical scale of 12, padding horizontal scale of 12. Yeah, looks good to me. Now let's add the border radius. How much it's having? It's having 10. Let's add border radius. Let's add scale of 10. Yeah, now I'm going to add one elevation, so let's add 10. So it will look like a elevated component. Let's add colors white. Yeah, I think 10 is much more, so let's add 2 or 3. Yeah, let's add it before overflow. I don't want any overflow, so let's make it hidden. So yeah, I think elevation, this is less, so let's make it at least 5. Let's keep it 10 only. Yeah, looks good. Now you have to make this this book with a driver in a bold. So let's add that. I'm going to name it a title, or let's say book title. Okay, and come over here, let's add it font family, typography dot semi-bold. Yeah, like this. And now you have to add a style, styles dot book text. Yeah, like this. And then come over here, let's give the color with color will be colors dot not primary but placeholder. Yeah, now what you have to do, uh, let's give a color to this title. Yeah, like this. So now the moment I click on this, it should be turned on and off. So let's add switch, set switch. Okay, so let's use state, and as you can see, I have added the switch component, and I have added the on value change prop, and I have set it to set is switch on. And thumb color, I have added colors dot black, and this track color a prop which it accepts. Let me go through it. And basically it accepts one object, and inside that it accepts two boolean values. So false, and for false it accepts the color value which is of a type string value, and for true it also accept the same. So I had to pass one, like two values, which is false. So once it's a false, what value we want to show. So in this case, if I just write red, so in the false case it will be a red color, right? So for now let's make it a placeholder. So the moment I click, and it will also return this, make it this, update this state to true or false based on what we are doing with it, right? So now if you can see, we have built this. So let's add some render margin top. So let's add render margin bottom. I'm going to add this at least 12. It's not working, so let's add 22. Okay, so not actually here, but we had to do it over here. So let's add 18. Let's make it 12, or let's keep it 8, or give it 6. Yeah, looks good. So now let's add the input component over here quickly. So come to this particular thing, and let's add input component like this, render like this, and write the placeholder full name. I'm going to write full name star, full name and capital, so like this. And let's see why it's crying. So on change text e, right, console.log, I'm going to log it e, right, like this, curly brace. And let's copy this size, and instead of full name let's pass email and contact. So let's type over here email address and then contact. Yeah, like this. So if you can see, we have also made this part. So let's render some margin, render margin bottom. I'm going to render 12. Yeah, looks good. So if you can see, there is some icons as well. So let's render this icon. So come to this part and type person. If you can see, what I need, that a person with the outline. So person outline. So let's write the prop left action. I'm going to render this particular thing. So I need this person outline, only this person outline. So come to this part, and let's import the material component first. I'm going to import this, and let's type name person outline. Yeah, like this. And then I'm going to add one size. So let's scale it to 28. No, let's make it 22. It looks good. Color will be colors dot placeholder, so it will match with it. Yeah, looks good. So now let's add email. So I'm going to write one thing which is mail, yeah, like this. And mail outline, we have we can also use this email outline. I needed one thin, right? So can we see over here, uh, let's use material only. So go with the email outline, material community icon. Okay, let's write left action, material community. So let's import this. Let's add the name over here, email outline. I'm going to give the same color and size. That looks good. I can see one spacing in between, so let's add that later. I mean after this icon. So let's add phone. Phone's direction is in the LTR, left to right. So come to this part and see if we can find it. I need the outline one. Yeah, we have, but from simply icons, simple line icons. So now I think we should use one which is with the filled one. So yeah, we have phone outline over here, so let's use that. So let me copy over here and paste it like this, phone outline like this. And now let's go inside it and to this left action. What we can do, or we can use the container style, and over there we can add call gap. Let's add 12, yeah, like this. So I'm going to write one style for it, input container, and let's add call gap scale of 12, yeah, like this. So let's add styles, that this styles, yeah, like this. Yeah, see if you can see the spacing in between. So let me do it 8, let me do it 4. 2 is too much less, so let's keep it 4. So yeah, it looks fine, right? So now come over here and let's make this component. So before that, let's save the file, like push the code, commit, updated the input and stepper component. I'm going to push this component, that we have developed the tab switcher component. Over here you can see that this rental time, like this, we have already customized a tab switcher component. Let me show you the code for it. So let's go over here and let's find out tab. So T, like this. So this was the component which we use, right? And we also did customization to this particular component. So what we are going to do, let's close this, come to this particular booking page. Over here, if you can clearly see that we have this gender component, but there are slight change. We have this icon as well, if you can see, right? So now we have to pass this icon over there. So first let's see tab switcher component, how we have used. Just copy like this and come over here underneath of this, let's paste it like this. I'm going to use this particular rental data for just now, and import this as well so the app do not crash. So come to this screen over here, yeah, like this. But in our case right now, if you can see, I have used this, so I'm going to copy the styles as well. So let's come over here, let me open up the styles and go to the styles and just paste it over here. So yeah, the borders are invisible now. So what we have to do, we have to go and give the tab style. So let's copy from there. So we need this tab style and tab text style. I'm going to copy all of them. So yeah, like this. But only one thing that we have to change in this booking screen, instead of rental data, I'm going to copy this array and write another array. So inside that array, let's write male, female and others. So let's keep it 3 and write it over here, male, and just copy this value, paste it over here, and then over here let's write female like this, copy and then paste, and then write others over here like this and paste it like this. Instead of rental data, let's add gender data. Okay, so let's come over here and write gender data. If you can see, it's looking good now. We have this 3 in space between. So I'm going to give a name, gender. Let's see if we have G capital. Yeah, like this. So let's render some margin. I'm going to render 12. Yeah, like this. So let's see how we can customize the tab for the particular icon. So if you can see, we have this text component. We need to show the icon over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass left action like this, and pass it like this over here. It is going to be my JSX dot, let's import it from React element like this. So over here I'm going to pass like I'm passing the gender data, right? So inside this gender data, I can pass that left action component over here, right? So let's go over here, and we can we are already getting this data, right? And inside this item, there should be item dot left action. So let's remove this and come to this item tab, and instead of here I'm going to have one left action, and I'm going to keep it a JSX element. Instead of left action, we can just write action. So any kind of action or even a component. Let's keep a simple name, component, so you all do not get yeah, let's add a component over here. Yeah, like this. So over here I'm going to add that icon component, and let's modify this file. I'm going to modify it with a TSX, and let's write that component. Come over here, add male like this. See if we can get a male from human male. We need the 2 hands, 2 legs. So yeah, we can use this material community icon human hyphen male. So let's add this icon. Let's add the name, male, color should be colors dot white. See, yeah, we have. Save the file. Let's add the size, scale it to 18. Yeah, cool, right? So come to this booking screen over here, go to the tab container and add flex direction row. Okay, nothing happened, so we need to add over here. Yeah, like this. And let's add call gap, scroll gap of 12. it's too much. Let's add 4. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, like this. And see if we can reduce some padding horizontal and add some custom padding horizontal. For example, let me add padding horizontal scale of 12. Or let's do one thing, let's add padding right, and padding left should be less than 12, so the icon looks justifiable, right? So if I give 14 from the right, or let's say 16, so I want at least 12. So now as you know that this particular person, its color is going invisible, right, at this case, and the reason for it is the gender data. I'm passing the color as a white, so the moment I'm passing it a color as a black for the background, it's getting visible. But as soon as I click on the female, as its color is white, so it's not able to show. So we are passing this as a into the array, this component, right? So what is the way to know that if it was active, so I want a white color, and now it's not active, so I want some other color? So if any of you knows how to do it, so you can please comment down below and show your React knowledge, right? So let's get started. So for it, what I'm going to do, we are rendering item.component, right? So we can do one thing over here. We can write one condition, item.component. So let's add one optional chaining over here, and if it is item.component, let's write react.isValidElement. I'm going to check if it is a valid element. Okay, so because sometimes we are not passing this particular component, so in that case we do not want any kind of failure. So let's add react.cloneElement. So we are cloning this item.component, yeah, like this, and inside this particular thing we are passing one object, and that will be a color. So color dot, I'm going to write the condition item.id, and the moment it's active dot id, I'm going to give a color is equal to colors dot white, like this. So let's see why it is crying. So we also have to add one condition, otherwise it should render item.component. So let's save it. So as you can see that the moment I click on this, it's showing me a white color, and after that it's showing its default color, which is the black one. So instead of white, let me do it for your understanding. So let's make it red. So now it's showing me red once it's active, and other than that it should show me other color. So yeah, let's do one thing, remove the color from here so you don't get confused, and instead of here we can write condition, if it is active then this, if it is not active, let's render the red. As you can see, if it's not active, it's rendering the red color. So we do not want the red color, we want a gray color, yeah, like this. So yeah, instead of gray color we can show this icon color over here. So icon has 7/6 thrice. So come over here, colors dot thrice, right? So 7/6. So yeah, it's a gray color, we have already added it, yeah. So now we have to pass it for other components. So let's pass it for female, let's pass it for other, yeah, like this. Cool. So come over here and pass one prop like search for female. In material community icons we can see human female, just add female, and for others let me search it others. So let's try female, and over here we need this icon, right, the top left male female outline, or Yeah, like this. We have to add it over here. Cool, right? So we have built this component, like we did the customization to this particular component uh, effortlessly. So let's add this rental date and time. So I'm going to copy this from the margin top and bottom, and let's add the name rental date and time. Rental date and time, like this. And let's add hour, day, weekly and monthly. So hour, day, monthly and weekly. So I'm going to add over here rental data, because we need that same array. Yeah, hour, monthly and weekly. So only for this tab style I'm going to add one ph padding horizontal. I'm going to keep it 12 so that everybody is having the same padding. So let's add ph not to container but to tab style. Yeah, like this. Instead of 12, let's try and give 18. Let's keep and moving to 24. Yeah, it's taking padding right. Let's add padding left. Yeah, 24 is too much, so now add it 18. Yeah, looks good. If we do not give this, then see how it looks. Yeah, like this. Because we have added the icon, so we reduce it in the uppercase, right? So yeah, this part is also done. So let's add this pickup date and return date component. So let's add the render margin bottom, and over here we are going to write one view. Yeah, like this. Add one style, styles dot date container. Save the file and come over here, give a background color red. Over here what you have to do, write the date, pickup date, add one text, pickup date, okay, and return date. Right over here, return date, and below that you have to add the date. So let's do for first thing, for pickup date, add 19 January 2024, Jan 2024. Yeah, like this, and wrap this into a view, as well as copy it, paste it like this, and let's add regular font size. I'm going to name it a date text. Yeah, like this, date text. It should be like font family typography dot regular. Let's see the color, and its color is black, pure black. I'm going to add the color start black, and for the date, for only date, the color is text, so I'm going to add one placeholder text color. Styles dot date, the actual date, styles dot date. Let's add date, color is equal to colors dot placeholder. So yeah, it is looking fine. So instead to this date container, I'm going to add flex direction, which is row, align items, center, justify content space between. Yeah, let's add one padding horizontal 18. Let's add padding vertical, scale of 12. Let's give border radius, scale of 30, 20. Let's make it 30. Yeah, looks good. Yeah. Now a border of a color stroke. Let's say it's D7. D7 thrice. So can we find it? D7 thrice BTN border, right? So let's add border width WI width 1, border color should be colors.btn border. Yeah, and let's remove the favorite thing, which is this red. Let's add the colors dot white. Simple. So now if you can see that there are some left and right spacing, so instead of 18 I'm going to give it 28, so it looks fine. Let's add 34. Yeah, it is looking fine to me right now. So there is again one more part. Instead of this view, we are going to use pressable to this view. I'm going to name pressable, right? And let's find where we have used date time picker. We have used it over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open it over here and copy and then simply paste it like this. Just copy the styles from the component which we have used, paste it like this, import it from picker component and then UI picker. Yeah, as well as let's see, we have imported. Yeah, simple like this. What we have done is now we have to use this date component as it is, so with only two props. So instead of using it from scratch, we have already made a component for it. So let's import that and come over here and just use it as it is. So let's remove this and remove the unnecessary imports. Save the file, and now let's call onPress set show date picker, make it true. So the moment I click on this, it's opening it. So if I click on 9th and 25th, so the pickup time will be that 9 and the pickup date will be that particular thing. So not both are pickup, it's return date, right? So let me add that. Okay, so user will come over here and let's see if user clicks on this particular date, which is 16, so that will be a pickup date and the return date will be 18. So as like this, so it will be 18 and it will be updated to return date. So let's add render margin bottom. Let's close this, and now this date component we can even place it outside the view, so it will not even affect. So come over here and use the input component. So I'm going to write input component. Let's add a placeholder. Placeholder will be enter location, and let me tell you guys that we are not using a scroll view component, so let's use it first. So instead of this view, I'm going to use scroll view from React Native. So let's wrap this. Yeah, so now it's able to scroll, right? So also I need some render margin bottom 12, so we can scroll till the bottom, and I'm going to add one on change over here on change text. I'm going to write console dot log e, and over here let's write one text. Text will be car location. So let's add the text. I'm going to use the same style which we have used for the tab switchers title. So let me go to this component and find this text, and let me copy this style, come to this particular component, go to the date, come over here, and I'm going to write location text. So let's add the style over here, location text. So every title will look the same, right? So now let's add the button. Under this scroll view, I'm going to paste one button component. Let's name it pay now. So let's add pay now, and over here I'm going to add one style, button style. So styles dot button style, button style. I'm going to render some margin horizontal. Let's add 18. Yeah, looks good. So as you can see, our booking details screen is completed. So let's push it to our GitHub, updated it, right? And like this. So now let me discuss the flow with you. So we have till now completed this booking details flow, right? So we have customizedly made the component, and if you have been watching till now, till here, so it means that you are a very dedicated person. So please keep watching this, you will sharpen your skill a lot. And after that we'll develop this screen, and then we'll move to confirmation and payment details. And this chat screen, it will also develop this, but I think I should keep this in a premium feature. So in also the notification, we'll also make this for basic and pro version. And yeah, that's it. After that we'll make our backend series. So let's comment down how many of you know the Node.js or any other technology, so I can make the backend into that particular thing. So yeah, we can also make this project in a GraphQL, but I think we should go with the REST APIs. And I'll discuss the databases and all the flow in the community, the post community of YouTube. So yeah, that's it. If you have liked this video, please like this video, and anything that you have inside your mind you want to share it with me or anybody, comment down below. And please share the video with the people who wants to learn the React Native. And if you are a business person, if you want to get this application and want some customization or do some white labeling, you can mail me. The mail will be in the description box. So any kind of business inquiry if you have, you can just mail me over there. So till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and be happy, guys. There is no reason to be sad for any kind of thing. Just be always happy, and just be dedicatedly focused, and just do your thing, and that's it. Bye bye.